Hello, beautiful friends and beautiful souls. I want to talk to you a little bit about survival mode and what it is to live in survival mode. Okay. So, being in survival mode is being on a constant state of stress, being within a constant state of stress and overwhelm, feeling like every little situation that comes your way is just absolutely more than you can bear, even to the point that little, things that shouldn't really amount to anything can trigger you into an emotional outburst, like a drink falling off the counter or whatever. Instead of just getting up and cleaning it up and saying, oh, well, heck, I just spilt that, instead it becomes this big ordeal. Instead it becomes flying off the handle and getting pissed off. um Being in survival mode brings on a state of always feeling tired, always being exhausted, like getting up in the morning, when your eyes open, you feel dread. You don't want to face the day. You don't want to face the day's challenges. You're carrying over day to day the problems, whatever issue that you're trying to solve, whatever it is that you're struggling with in the current situation. It just, everything follows over to the next day, to where as soon as you open your eyes, all of those issues just bombard your mind, and it's overwhelming, and you just want to go back to sleep. It's your body being in a complete state of exhaustion. Neglecting self-care, being in survival mode can mean that you neglect yourself and your own needs. The need to just even so much as sit down and breathe, to just take a moment to clear your mind, to do something special for yourself. Feeling guilt or shame or any of those emotions for just needing to honestly take time for yourself to recognize that you're struggling. It can mean emotional numbness. You can be in a state of, when I was in survival mode, I got to the point where everything inside of me just went numb. I couldn't feel anything anymore for a long time. I couldn't really feel joy or love or compassion for others, or all of those beautiful gifts that we have within us. Everything just went quiet. It was like I was literally on autopilot every day of my life. I dreaded waking up in the morning. I hated having to get up and face the day. It was completely too much, to the point that it brought on complete social isolation. Sorry. Complete social isolation, where I didn't have friends. I didn't go out. I didn't even want to deal with family. I didn't want to see anybody or anything at all. And it was just too much. It was really too much, And I want you to take a moment for yourself, or for somebody around you possibly, and recognize and see if maybe they're living in a state of survival mode. See the challenges within. What is it that you or somebody else that could be facing right now? And once you get so far down into survival mode, it's really hard to recognize sometimes that that's what's happening. You literally get to the point where you hate life and everything about it and everyone around you. Where could you be facing those issues? Where could somebody maybe that you love and care for, where are they maybe facing those issues? Now, how can they get out of it? What are some tips of the trade to begin to step away from survival mode? Because when you're living in that state, it is absolutely so overwhelming that you don't see the way out. You can't, it feels like a complete loss of hope, you know? So, first and foremost, if you're listening to this video and you've made it this far, chances are you or somebody that you know is living through this situation right now. So the first step is always going to be acknowledgement. Acknowledging the fact that, hey, I don't want to wake up in the morning. I hate it. The sunshine pisses me off, you know? That's recognizing that, okay, there's a problem. And that's always going to be the first step in everything. Acknowledgement of the situation. Second of all, it is time to dig into some self-care, some self-love, some compassion for yourself, forgiveness for yourself, to where whatever baggage it is that you're holding on to let that go. Because really worrying, stressing over things never solved any problems. And it's not going to. Right now, your main focus should be bringing yourself back to a state of balance and equilibrium, back to a state of peace within as much as possible. And that begins with loving yourself. Finding reasons, even if they're small reasons throughout your day, to love yourself, to show yourself compassion. I don't care if it's a bubble bath. I don't care if it's going and buying yourself something, you know, that you've wanted for so long, but you've put off. Just do something for yourself. Okay? Sometimes we do need to seek help. Sometimes we need to reach out to a doctor, a therapist, a psychologist, family, friends, somebody that you can trust and lean on to get yourself out of that situation and to get yourself out of that hold. So that could always be a possibility. I know for me, it really, really helped to set very small goals and accomplish those goals. Vicariously, what you're doing is you're building up your self-confidence again. And all of these things take time. It takes time to get into a state of survival mode, you know, often. And it takes time to get back out of it. So start by setting little small goals that you know you can accomplish, you know. And when you do accomplish that, feel proud that you did. That you didn't just blow it off. That you didn't just blow yourself off. That you took the time to do what it is that you know you needed to do. Acknowledge yourself and give yourself credit for that in that moment, okay? So set those small goals, whatever small goals it is that you have at this time, and achieve them. Create a routine for yourself. That was a big one for me. I was that person that would sleep, you know, all day, literally, and be up all night, you know. So little by little, I started changing my schedule around, being up more during the day and allowing myself to get actual sunlight. That does make a difference. Sunlight has so many natural healing properties. I highly recommend it. Set yourself a routine. At whatever time of the day you do whatever, you know, whether it's take the time to meditate, whether it's 5 minutes, I'm going to set 5 minutes out of my day to step aside and just breathe. Just literally breathe. Nothing else. Just breathe. That's okay. That's perfect. So take the time for yourself because you're worth it. I love you. Bye.